Question 2, Part A. Iron is extracted in a blast furnace by the reduction of iron 3 oxide with carbon monoxide. This reaction is a redox reaction. State the meaning of the term redox reaction. So, redox reaction is a reaction in which oxidation and reduction occur simultaneously. Part 2. Explain how carbon monoxide acts as a reducing agent. Reducing agent means the species undergoes oxidation. Oxidation means gain of oxygen. So in the above chemical equation, carbon monoxide means CO changes from carbon monoxide to carbon dioxide, means gain of oxygen occurs. So we can say that carbon monoxide gains oxygen from iron 3 oxide. Part B. Calcium carbonate is added to the blast furnace and the calcium carbonate undergoes thermal decomposition. The thermal decomposition of the calcium carbonate is endothermic. So endothermic is a type of reaction in which energy is absorbed, or in the terms of bond breaking or bond forming, we can say it's bond breaking. In terms of reactant and product energy, we can say that product energy is greater. So next is complete the reaction pathway diagram in figure 2.1 to show reactant and product. Label the arrow for the activation energy and label the arrow for enthalpy change. So as it's an endothermic reaction, so we will draw the reactant line at the bottom, product at the top. Either you can write a reactant and a product words or a formulas from above chemical equation. Like for example, as reactant we can write CaCO3. As product we can write CaO and carbon dioxide. So this is the reaction pathway diagram, which is also called energy profile diagram. So we have to draw a curve from reactant to product like this, and then we have to draw a dotted line just to make sure to draw the EA and the delta H correctly. So from the reactant till the peak of the curve, this is called activation energy, EA. EA is the minimum energy that is required by the reactant particle to start a chemical reaction. And from reactant to the product, it is the enthalpy change, the energy change during a chemical reaction. Make sure you draw the arrowhead that is pointed towards the product only and the arrowhead of the activation energy that is pointed towards the top of the peak. So this is the diagram. Next, part C, describe how slag is formed in the blast furnace. So slag is basically formed by the impurities when react with the basic oxide by the decomposition of the calcium carbonate. So we can say that calcium oxide reacts with impurities such as silicon 4 oxide. So we can directly write the name silicon 4 oxide in the ore. And to support our answer, we will write a balanced chemical equation which is CaO calcium oxide plus silicon oxide SiO2 arrow product CaSiO3, which is a formula of slag. Chemically it is called calcium silicate. Now part D, iron is a transition element. Transition elements have colored compounds. State two other physical properties that are typical of transition elements and not of group 1. So transition elements have high melting point and boiling point, and the next is they have high densities. Next is part E. The equation shows the decomposition of iron pentacarbonyl in a closed container. Closed container is a container where no reactant or product can escape into the atmosphere. So predict and explain what happens to the position of equilibrium when the pressure is decreased. So if we talk about the position of equilibrium in terms of the pressure, so there is a common key term understanding. Whenever we increase the pressure in such system, the equilibrium will shift towards the side that has lesser number of gas moles. So in the given equation, we have a gas, only one gas on the product side, and it is total 5. So we have 5 moles of gas on the product side. And if we see the reactant side, we have the liquid state. It means we have no gas. No gas means zero gas on the reactant side. So in this case, if we are decreasing the pressure, it will shift towards the side that has more moles, as increasing pressure shift towards the lesser moles. So the prediction is equilibrium shifts to right side, or we can say forward side, as this side has more moles. So more moles will become our answer as forward side, or you can say right side has greater moles of gas. Part 2. This reaction can be used to produce pure iron. Describe and explain by referring to the equation how a sample of pure iron that is free from iron pentacarbonyl is produced from the equilibrium mixture. So iron is on the product side and we need to extract the iron. So, to extract the iron, we have to release the carbon monoxide from the system. If the carbon monoxide is released, the equilibrium will shift towards the right side, so we will get more iron from the system. So, we can say that open the system. So, if we open the system, so in this way, we can remove carbon monoxide. So, if the carbon monoxide is removed from the system, so equilibrium shifts to right side to get more iron. Now part F, iron reacts with hot concentrated sulfuric acid. The products are iron 3 sulfate, sulfur dioxide, and a liquid that turns anhydrous copper 2 sulfate blue. So a liquid that turns anhydrous means no water. And no water means we have copper sulfate in a white color. And if the copper sulfate is turning to blue, so that liquid must be water. Means the copper sulfate gets hydrated. So construct the simple equation for this reaction. So we have iron Fe. It reacts with sulfuric acid. The formula is H2SO4 and the products are iron 3 sulfate. So iron 3 sulfate means iron oxidation state is 3 plus. Sulfate means SO4 2 minus. If we do crisscross, the formula would become Fe2 bracket SO4 bracket close 3. So the formula is Fe2 SO4 bracket 3 and sulfur dioxide is SO2 and then a liquid is H2O water. and it's a two marker, so we have to balance the equation, although it is not mentioned by the examiner, but we have to balance the equation. So to balance this equation, we have Fe2, so we can write 2 here, 2Fe, and we have 3SO4 and sulfur on this side as well. So together we can make a number 6 to balance the equation. So 6 sulfur, and it means I have to write 3 here. So 3 plus 3 is 6, so sulfur is balanced. And then 6 into 2 is 12, so I can write 6 here in front of water so to make it balanced. In this way, the equation is completely balanced.